All right, guys, welcome to Nerd Talk with Z's. We actually got a pretty good amount of info to disperse amongst the masses. So let's just get right down into it. Starting off, James Gunn, responding to rumors that Matt Reeves has been fired or replaced as the Batman's director, had this to say: "No, huh?" In a tweet. Is this still considered a tweet on X? Is this still a tweet?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They still say formerly Twitter.
Okay. So anyway, he basically straight up responded because James Gunn is very prolific. He's very in touch with the fans and stuff like that. So immediately he was like, "Whoa, what?" And debunked any rumors that Matt Reeves has been replaced as the Batman's director. So what this means going forward for the story, we don't actually know. But according to everything that we've seen, the reports that the Batman 2 film has been shelved are completely false. So more on that as it develops, but so far it's been pretty rough for that production. Mm-hmm. Even Robert Pattinson's all like, dude, they need to hurry up because
it's supposed to take place just a few months after the first one. He's gonna look so old.
Well, technically, he got his butt whooped in the first one, so they could get away with him just he got trapped under rubble. Bruce Wayne is old because he looks like he got trapped under rubble. Okay, they can explain it away. He got his butt whooped. Yeah.
Weird. That doesn't age you. It just makes you broken.
Yeah, but like his face could look messed up. Yeah,
because his face is still gonna look handsome.
I guess. I don't know. I'm offering solutions. You're offering problems.
That's not a solution.
That is a solution.
That's on par with somehow Palpatine returned.
I'll give you that.
He was trapped under rubble. What does that got to do with age?
He had a rough recovery. All right, Dr. Tommy Elliott could only do so much.
They ain't bros like that anymore.
On the surface, yes, they are. But only Tommy Elliott knows that they're warring with each other.
Nah.
Yeah. Yes. Dude, go back and read Hush. That's what happened.
That's
like they were out at the opera together with their respective, paramours. And then they're like, "Oh no, Tommy's dead." And then it was like, yeah.
Yeah, but Bruce ain't gonna go to him to do it.
You never know.
He could get somebody else.
You never know. All right, moving on. DC's Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow has wrapped filming and is moving into post-production. Mm-hmm. So, it's getting pretty close, I'm still excited for Superman. Okay, so so excited.
That's all the hype.
Yeah, and, seeing set photos from the Supergirl production, I'm getting kind of over that one too, all right? It looks good. So far, what we've seen looks good, all right? But they haven't really shown anything else aside from, stills and set photos, the leaks. Yeah. You know what? Leaks kind of just they annoy me.
They do.
Not because they happen, but because they just it's all out of context. So everybody's all like, "Oh my god, it's gonna look like crap," and you're like, "Dude,
it's not finished yet, bro."
You're taking the word of some out of work dude that just snapped a picture with his phone.
Mm-hmm. Imagine if leaks were a real big thing back in 2008, and someone snapped a picture of giant, humongous Iron Man cutout on top of RDJ's torso.
Yeah,
people would be like, "This is the Iron Man suit."
2007.
Well, it came out in 2008, right?
No, 2007.
I thought it came out in 2008. I sworn it was 2008.
I'm pretty sure it was 2007, late 2007.
Filmed in 2007, but released in 2008.
We got to look that up. Anyway,
no, we need extra phones.
Yeah, we do.
Devices.
We need a little laptop right here so we can do research on the fly. Yes. Final Destination Bloodlines, aka Final Destination 6, has tapped into all of our collective fears ever since 1998's Final Destination 2, and started a viral IRL ad campaign where they are driving log trucks across various highways in California with the banner for the movie just plastered on the back of them, and nobody is driving behind them.
Just yet another
It's
reason
like-
why you don't go to California.
Exactly, like it straight up is a collective fear at this point.
That would make me not want
Alright.
to see the movie.
Like, I could understand normal people just not wanting to drive behind a log truck
Mhm.
pre 1998.
But cultured people.
But like now, it's just one of those things where like you just don't do it at all. And then if you're on a single lane highway and you're behind one, you drop way the heck
Mhm.
back.
Yes.
I've done that
And
before.
I don't care about the. I don't care
Screw
about how
those
many
guys.
honks or whatever they
Yep.
give me.
I've seen this movie. I've seen this movie like
I
10
know
times.
what happens.
Yep. Ain't gonna be
It's
me.
not worth it.
So yeah, it's so it's just like why would you do
If
that?
I was driving
like, why
behind
would-
that ad, I would not see the movie. I'd be like, no,
yeah,
you
like-
lost me. Not
yeah,
going now.
like it's just not cool, man.
Yeah, it's
you
not.
don't do that. You
That's
just
trauma
don't do
right
that.
there.
All right, it's like the clowns popping up everywhere a few years ago. You remember that?
That was
like,
more than years.
stupid.
That was like decade. That was
No.
almost a decade ago, bro. I was in like junior high school when that was
Was that? Oh my
a
gosh!
thing.
It's like 10 years. Yeah, it's 10 years ago.
Roughly 10 years. Well, almost 10
Yeah,
years.
almost
I've
10
been
years.
out of high school since 2017. So, you know.
Yeah,
But I
Somewhere
know I
around
was
there.
in like it was like my freshman year, I believe.
Mm.
So
so it's. But yeah,
getting up
it's
there.
still relevant.
I wonder if people. But I wonder how many people actually know about it.
Oh man, that is weird. That is true. Like,
Mhm.
do people these days remember the clowns? And the funny thing is, there's a movie out right now called like Clown in a Cornfield or something like that.
something like that.
Yeah, and it's basically that. Like, there's a bunch of clowns just popping up, and then like they're going on a killing spree. It's weird.
Wow.
But yeah, moving on to the Toxic Avenger, which is supposed to release this August. I believe it's August 19th, but it will be released unrated in theaters,
Mhm.
citing ultraviolet toxic content and mutant nudity, among other things.
Mhm.
Those
Triple bitties.
what was that?
Jake
Oh
Peralta
my
said
God, I
that.
know.
I know.
I know.
What do you think, mutant?
You think Total Recall? Is that what you're thinking?
I'm just saying. If it's mutant nudity,
I guess I don't know.
there has to be something different. Otherwise,
I don't know what is going to be shown on here, and I'm very worried. But because of the
Yeah.
type of content that we review,
Yeah.
I think we have to watch it. Or at least one of us has to.
you can watch it.
Why not you?
If I'm
you got the let's do the coin.
If I'm
Right.
offered to go, I can't say no.
Oh,
but it's
damn.
not a movie that I'm like, I'm not. It's not a movie that I want to go see.
It has Kevin Bacon in it and Peter Dinklage.
I'm not much of a bacon guy. I'm not much of a Kevin Bacon guy. Let me see that before I say I'm not much of a bacon guy.
But you
That gets
always
taken out
say
of
that. Show me
context.
the sexy bacon.
Yeah, but that's why I said Kevin Bacon, because I was all like, if I just said bacon, it gets taken out of context. Then I get cyber bullied for saying I hate bacon.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna get cyberbullied for like saying you like don't like Kevin Bacon anyway.
I said I'm not much of a Kevin Bacon fan. I didn't say I don't like Kevin Bacon. That man was the bomb in Tremors.
You're about to say it in Phantoms. He wasn't even in
I was
Phantoms.
gonna say man.
Speaking of Tremors, the original this isn't even on our thing, but I think I forgot to include it on the last news one that we did. Speaking of Tremors, the original creators got the rights back, and they are now shopping around new story installments to various streaming sites, streaming services, and they want Kevin Bacon back. And as far as anybody has said, dude is willing to do it.
He did the
because
pilot for that TV show.
Yeah, he really did.
That unpicked up TV show.
No,
Come on.
yeah, that was so. According to him, that was like one of the most fun jobs that he
Mhm.
had. But you know, and he liked the crew behind it. That's why he did the unpicked up pilot. And then I think that's when they lost the rights, or like the rights were bought, and then nothing was
Yeah.
done with it for like X amount of time. And then now it reverted back to them, and now they're gonna be bringing more movies or TV shows. They haven't actually decided which ones yet, but they are shopping around the ideas to various streaming services. I think currently they're trying to get Amazon on board, which I think would be pretty good for Amazon for that one, for
Yeah.
the franchise in general.
Amazon.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I liked the show. Back when it was on Sci-Fi, back when it actually was spelled SCI-FI. Yeah,
I remember the change.
that was
It was a
stupid.
weird change.
Yeah, it's like SY.
FY.
Why?
Yeah.
That one, like, I'm asking a question. Why? Anyway, but yeah, they're shopping it around. I'm definitely like waiting to hear more about that one. I'm really excited. I love Tremors.
I really like the first two. And the third one was
okay.
It was pretty good.
It was okay.
Wasn't
The
bad.
third one was basically a pilot for the show, and the show wasn't bad. I thought it was actually well done with the budget that it had. You know what I mean? So moving on, 10 Things I Hate About You director
Yes.
Gil Junger, I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right, reveals a follow-up trilogy that he is currently writing. The first one is titled, I lost my place, titled 10 Things I Hate About Dating, and is supposed to be followed up with 10 Things I Hate About Marriage and 10 Things I Hate About Kids. I have kids. I hate cleaning up after them.
10 things?
I don't think I can
Right
name
now,
10
do it.
things. Cleaning up after their poop, cleaning up after their throw up, cleaning up after a toddler's rage-filled tantrum with spaghetti.
Like most of this is cleaning up after.
A lot of it is going to be cleaning up.
Okay.
And then
How
having...
much they eat.
I really don't mind that. My kids don't really...
Nice.
Huh?
But the
money... I mean, you gotta feed them, man. I don't mind that, but, like, what they don't eat. Like,
the slang. The slang. That you don't
oh my
know.
god, the brain rot language. Okay, I'm up to what, 4, right? Oh man, oh that kid, that kid. Anyway, but you know what? I don't think I can name 10. I can get to like 6 or 7. I don't think I can do the full 10. But you know, I just have 2 of them. Like half the time.
Puberty.
Oh man, like I don't hate that. It's just like.
They probably hate it more.
They
than
probably they hate it
They
because
hate
like
it
their head is like all over the place.
Yeah.
But me, I'm just like, bro, I just asked if you wanted ice cream. Stop yelling. So yeah, so more from the world of 10 Things I Hate About You is coming, which is based on Taming of the Shrew, William Shakespeare. But they haven't actually. They said. That they're trying to find a way to sidestep the whole Heath Ledger character portion of it, and I don't know. They haven't said whether or not any of the other characters are returning, or if this is just going to be like a legacy sequel kind of thing. But more on that as it develops.
I mean, it'd be cool if they did work them in though. Because
like Julia Stiles could still dude, she's good. I like
could be
Julia
the dating part.
She could be a therapist, and
It could
talk,
be one of
she
those
could be
things
the friend
where,
who's like, oh, you need to do this.
Either that, or it could be one of the things where it's like Joseph Gordon-Levitt still married to her sister. Or
Yeah.
actually ends up married with her sister, and then her sister is just all like, "It's been 10 years. You gotta get yourself out there." She
Isn't
starts dating.
it like 30 years?
It's
at this
been
point?
longer, but I'm just saying. Like they could.
No,
still,
1999.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like instead of like sidestepping my boy Heath's death, they kind of like lean into it, and it's just all like. She hasn't dated anybody since then, and so then she's all like, "It's been like X amount of years, however long they want to."
We like to speculate a lot here, but yeah, I can see how that works. Yeah, I can see how it works.
She's all like, "No one's gonna live up to Heath. The man sang in school to me," and it's all like,
I mean, like nobody can live up to his Joker.
"This is true. He's ruined it for everybody."
You know what? Jared Leto ruined it for himself. Yes, we found some way to talk about Jared Leto and us being disappointed in him.
I was content just leaving him out.
But no, you were talking about the Joker, and then obviously, if we're talking about negatively about the Joker, we're going to talk.
I wasn't
about
talking
Jared
negatively
Leto.
about the Joker. I was talking
negatively.
positively. Like he did so great that he ruined it. It's like no,
yeah, he ruined it for everybody else. Yeah.
It's like you can't come close. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So in response to the Thunderbolts, aka New Avengers movie coming out, quote unquote. I like saying that, quote unquote.
And retrieve a quote unquote death certificate.
Vis-a-vis. Anyway, in response to the Thunderbolts, aka New Avengers movie coming out, and the post credit scene. Talking about the Avengers being copyrighted by Sam Wilson. The Avengers social media accounts across all of their social media accounts has been updated with a copyrighted symbol.
Mhm.
Not really a huge news, but it could be a tie-in Easter egg to
Fun.
like some other stuff later.
Kind of. I don't think Sam is overreacting. But
Possibly, yeah,
Mhm.
possibly. In the year and 2 months, you don't know what they did to warrant such animosity from Sam. Yeah, a lot can happen in a year and 2
Bucky's
months.
there, bro. Bucky ain't gonna do his boy like that.
You never know.
You
never
know, and it's just all. Plus, also like it raises the question: is Sam gonna end up suing some kids for calling themselves
Kids?
the Young Avengers?
They're not going to be the Young Avengers. They're going to be the champions.
Maybe they're gonna
Yeah.
be called the Champions because they tried to call themselves the Young Avengers. And
That
Sam
you know
sued them.
what? That would be funny. That would be funny. I would laugh my butt off
or
if
they
that
just
happened.
actually have a scene like that in whatever show or movie that they do, where one of them is all like Young Avengers, and then like Hawkeye is all like
Miss Marvel was like, no.
and then I feel like Ms. Marvel would be like, let's call ourselves the Young Avengers, and then Hawkeye is all like, we can't. Sam would come after us. Something like
Probably,
that.
like-
Just a
like-
joke like that.
Probably something like that.
It'd
Yeah,
be worth it.
I could see it. Sticking with the world of Marvel, we got a couple new announcements. Lisa Colon Zayas, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure I pronounced that right,
Colon.
has been Colon.
I'm pretty sure it's got that little like thing over it.
Yeah, it's got the little. Yeah, okay,
Mhm.
Colon.
So you got
Zayas has been cast in Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
Mhm.
Now, her character has not been named, but because of the
Mhm.
way that they announced it,
Yes.
a lot of people are speculating
So
that
close to
she
Mother's
might
Day,
be
too.
Rio. Exactly, that she might be Rio Morales, aka Miles Morales' mom. But that is just rumor. That's speculation. We have not confirmed whether or not that's true. So big grain of salt
Mhm,
on who
yes.
she was cast as,
Possibility.
but she did join the cast. So
She's
cool.
there.
Yeah, and she does give off Rio Morales vibes.
Yes,
She really does.
She seems like she could be the sister-in-law to Childish Gambino.
Yeah, like dude, we need him back. Okay, like get Donald Glover back in
He's
because
still chilling in a different universe, bro.
no, that was a different one.
It was a
It was a different one. Yeah, we need to get him back. Yeah, he needs to be back into all the things. All right, I want a Lando show with him.
He's an artist. He's still making music.
He's still making music. Yeah, well, no, his next album is supposed to be his last, according to him. And then after that, he's supposed to be working on the movie for Community, which is still in the offings, according to Joe McHale and the rest of the cast. And they're actually moving forward with it, according to Donald Glover. and all
Community
that.
reports.
Yeah. Community reports. But yes, so that's happening. And next up, rumor mill, huge rumor. This is a leak from a guy from a source that's like batting about 75%. But the rumor is that Spider-Man: Brand New Day will no longer be a multiversal film. It'll be more grounded, more like centered around Spider-Man and his emotional struggle, mental health, and stuff like that. Which would make sense because he made the entire universe forget that he is Peter Parker.
He possibly got voided.
Well, technically, he got,
He got voided.
he possibly got voided. Yeah,
Mhm.
that would be a crazy. That would be a crazy thing to jump into for the movie. Like, did he like opening up with him getting voided? Because, that would be nuts. Like
Yeah.
him reliving his greatest failures, according to his mind, stuff
Do
like that.
you
That would be
think
nuts.
The void could possibly unlock certain memories for other people and lead down the path of remembering.
That would be crazy.
Because the way I see it is like the magic just kind of like took all the memories, all the traces of proof away from them, and kind of maybe locked them away somewhere inside, like of their of each person's memory, deep in the bowels of it. And then they get voided, and it's like reaches down in there.
So that's actually a really weird thing because in after One More Day came Brand New Day in the comics,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Or One Moment in Time. No, yeah, it was One More Day and then Brand New Day and then Omit. Yeah. Anyway, so in Brand New Day and further, almost everybody had like this magical blind spot in their brain, and when you went to when you read the One Moment in Time storyline, yes, Mephisto did go back and change some things, but it was he basically went back and dropped a pebble, and the ripples changed his current, like his current timeline. The ripples being that it wasn't just Doctor Strange; it was Doctor Strange, Miss Fantastic, and Iron Man, and so it was and actually the Sentry was a part of it too, because they did the same thing to the Sentry.
Yeah, he's got that big old tower.
Yeah, well, they made the entire universe forget the Sentry. That's what they did for Spider-Man. And everybody had this like magical / scientific blind spot, and that was in the comics. This when somebody found out that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, the blind spot was gone. Everybody like remembered, like there was a huge crossover. Like it was 2 issues, but they crossed over with the Fantastic Four, and it built on a previous storyline where like statues to their awesomeness were built, and the only one that was degraded was Spider-Man's. And they were like, "We don't remember you. Why don't we remember?" They thought he was an imposter. So like they fought, and he's like, "Fine, I'll tell you." So he took it off, and they're like all their memories came back, and then the magic weakened. So yeah. So the Void.
I might be onto something.
You might be onto something. You really might. So yeah, that's pretty crazy.
My boy Bob, my favorite new character.
I want to know how they figured out that every time he sentries up, the Void comes out. I want to see like maybe a short film or something where like he, okay, I can do this. I feel good. Bam, sentry. All right, I did it. Oh my god, I'm gonna go ahead and unalive everybody.
I still say that it could be pieced together with the fact that he did say he's got his great days, but inevitably it ends up being I have my bad days. So they could still have just pieced it together with like, okay,
one time could be a coincidence.
Not if you know he's got good and bad days.
14 months, man.
Didn't they even kind of say like beforehand, like, because he even says like after it's finished and he goes back to being Bob, Walker's even kind of like, okay, well, what happens when he remembers again? I feel like that is kind of him like, piecing together. Yeah, piecing together already. Like, hey, at some point, if he remembers, and then he starts using his powers again, isn't this just going to happen again? I kind of feel like that's them already, like piecing it together.
Well, if you go by the dialogue in the post-credit scene, he already remembers.
Yeah. Just so, like, using the power.
I just want to know whether or not they figured it out for sure, kind of thing. But yeah. All right, so moving on, the Stephen King-based movie, The Long Walk, releases a teaser trailer. Talk about it, man. You read this book. You love this book.
Yeah, like I like the book, but it's probably not going to be a very extravagant movie, just because of the fact that it's walking. That's all they do is walk, and then a lot of it too. Like there's some pretty cool spots in there, where like there's some like conniving and whatnot, where you got some douches like convincing people. Because it's straight up one person from each state volunteers to go on this walk. And if you win, which only one person wins, then you get everything you want, whatever you want for the rest of your life. Like you basically don't need to work ever again if you win. But there's only one winner. And you get technically 2 strikes, but they say 3 to where in the book I think it was like 4 miles an hour that you have to at least walk as fast, like the pace. But I think in the trailer it said like 3 miles an hour. That's like how fast you have to walk. And within each hour, at least in the book, within every hour you get those 3 strikes. So like when the new hour comes up, you get refreshed. And it's like, okay, you gotta stop to tie your shoe, if you gotta stop to use the restroom or something like that. Okay, you get 3 warnings. On that 3rd warning though, you get shot. That's it. You're done for. And it keeps going until there's one person left. But it's not like Hunger Games or any other thing like that where it's like, oh, these people are getting pushed into it. It's like, no, they straight up volunteered. So at some points, even though it does get kind of like, oh my gosh, this is brutal. At some point, you're kind of, it's that in your head, like, you signed up for this though. Like, you knew the outcome.
I mean, well,
but yeah,
you either way. Tomorrow ain't your problem.
Yeah, it's right now. Like, it's right now.
No, like if you win, tomorrow ain't your problem. If you lose, tomorrow ain't your problem. I can see why. Like, I wouldn't sign up, but I can see why people would sign up.
But like, yeah, I can see that. I can see it. But yeah, like, it's just a very intriguing one. Especially, it was one of his like short story ones too, because it was like
under his original pseudonym. Like, I think he wrote this when he was like 18, 19.
Yeah, it was like one of his under his pseudonym. It came in a big old compendium thing too. So it's like, it's not that long of a book, but the movie seems pretty good. Like, I know at least Mark Hamill is going to be the main like army dude that's overseeing them. I don't know his name, but he was the guy that played the android in the new Alien movie. He's going to be in it, and that guy was fantastic. I like that actor.
I know. Dude, I haven't even seen Prey. I know. That's
sad. But yeah, like, it looks pretty. Like, it's a good concept. Like, Uncle Tom, your dad, and I have already said, like, we're gonna go see it. At least him and I, we gotta see it. But it's like, we're pretty aware it's probably not gonna be too extravagant. But it is being directed by the guy that did most of the Hunger Games movies, at least. He directed most of the Hunger Games movies. So they probably are gonna, like, change some stuff up to make it a little bit more exciting, which I'm all for. That's nice. But yeah, it's like the first one coming out, and like one of in like a line of those like short story Stephen King type things. I know The Running Man is supposed to come out pretty soon too. So like, I'm excited. I like this stuff.
All right, and moving on, The Beekeeper 2, Jason Statham's previous working man role.
That movie?
Yes, I did. Remember when the storms were going on and power was going out? Every time I tried to watch that movie, something would happen. And I would not, like, I lost my subscription for a month because there was a problem with the payment schedule. And then, let me see, my power went out, then my internet went out. And then that day, I had nothing to do. The next day I had off. I got home early. I'm like, heck yeah, all right, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch this movie finally. And, like, I'm like 20 minutes in, like, right before the action starts. And, it, like, my power went out. And it took like 30 minutes for my internet to come back on. So I'm just sitting there just on my phone, just like, I was texting you guys in the group chat. I'm like, dude, God doesn't want me to watch this movie. What's going on, man? Is this supposed to give me ideas or something?
I really like that movie. But the start is so depressing.
It really is.
The start got me.
So I was so sad.
I remember going to see it.
Like, the power went out before we got vindication. Before we got like, yeah, get him, Jason, get him. And then like, so I was just there, just sad, like, oh man, that old lady just died.
Yeah. So not even died. It's like straight soup.
She self-deleted.
And it's like, oh, that got me. So I'm excited for this new movie. But can we make the beginning a little bit less?
Let's say that, you know, like he's keeping tabs on the granddaughter, and she's just like, she needs help, and he's like, okay,
something like that. Yeah.
I'll help you, or whatever. However, Jason Statham sounds. Not like that. I'm a mechanic.
But secretly, I'm an assassin.
I'm a construction site foreman, but secretly
I'm a hardworking man.
I'm an assassin. I want to see that one too. Jason Statham has played the same role for the past 15, 20 years, and I'm still there for it, man. I'm
a loving dad that moved to make sure his daughter grows up in a great new city,
but secretly I'm an assassin.
Yes.
So yeah, production is expected to begin this fall, and it's being produced by Amazon MGM. I think they produced the first one as well. So maybe they're going to release it on Prime. Maybe they'll release it in theaters. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to go see it. Godzilla, Kong, Supernova announced not just their new title, but released a teaser trailer from the Monarch office. Now, in this office, so many Easter eggs. if you pay attention to the very back, to the monitors on the wall, you will notice several alien-looking pyramid-like structures. Possibly, it's gonna show the alien kaijus. All right, and because Godzilla released all that power into the sky, and all that added power that he used that he got from from that other Titan. I can't remember the name. The one in Antarctica, the one that made a pink. No, Shimagora.
Shima. No, Shima was
the
ice thing.
Yeah, the ice thing.
The ice thing.
And then, but yeah,
there's some like magic. I know I've heard Magic the Gathering people say it before too.
Yeah,
so it's like
Shimagorath was Street Fighter X Capcom, Street Fighter versus Capcom, something like that. It's a Marvel dude. Anyway, but if you pay attention, there's so many Easter eggs because Alan Grant, Sam Neill is in a picture frame, and then there's a behind the monitor that it shows is a rose or some sort of orchid that has "Don't touch me, I'll die" on it, which could mean Biollante. This is like all speculation. Just so you know, but like, there's so many Easter eggs in here that a Godzilla fan can dissect for friggin' days, and it's amazing. Especially if you are also a Jurassic Park fan, because a lot of the like IP addresses are labeled with various Jurassic Park characters on there, like Alan Grant, and I forget most of the other names, but anyway, they're all in there.
This is where we find out that he is actually playing Alan Grant.
That would be nuts.
Repercussions from Jurassic World.
That would be nuts. That's how they got the cloning technology. But yes, and at the very end, it comes out with the Godzilla Supernova reveal of the name and a sound that it sounds like a roar. It's not Godzilla's roar. It sounds like a based up version of Gigan's cry, like the chirping sound, but a based up version of it. So I listened to it for like 20 minutes. I think you like you were here when I was doing it, just like listening to it, and yeah, I was geeking out with Dave about it because I was like, dude, that sounds like Gigan. It sounds like Gigan or Space Godzilla. It could be either one. I don't know. I'm so excited for this movie. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I have about Godzilla, the Godzilla and Kong teaser trailer. Go ahead and check it out if you're a G fan. Loved it. I know a lot of us don't really care for the American version of it, but the last one was good. There was like a lot more of the kaiju in there than there was of the humans.
Yes.
And that's what you need. Okay? Like the humans just took a back seat the last time. Yeah, that's what you need. Don't focus on the humans. Just focus on the humans.
No disrespect to the actors, but I'm there for the I'm there for the monsters.
Giant monster battles, man. Giant monster battles. That's all we need.
Kong deserved an Oscar as well. Just saying. Man did all that with a broken arm.
Yep.
He deserved an Oscar.
Exactly.
Powerful performance.
But yeah, I'm excited to see where this one goes. I really hope that we get like a Space Godzilla or a Gigan kaiju battle. Oh my gosh, so excited. Moving on to the world of TV and streaming. The Boys Season 5. Eric Kripke, The Boys producer, confirms that Jensen Ackles, Misha Collins, and Jared Padalecki are going to share a scene in Season 5. So, that's all they said. But I'm hyped for it. I still need to finish Season 4. But I'm hyped for it. I want to see where it goes.
Season 4 was good.
I want to see them fight. All of them fight.
I want to see the dad. I want to see them fight the dad.
He didn't say whether or not he was going to be in Season 5.
Which I would totally, even though sometimes I'm kind of like that's kind of a weird, I'm not like the biggest fan of when they do stuff like this, but for this moment, I would take it to where even though we know they'd be fighting Carl Urban, even though we know they'd be...
Butcher?
Yeah, even though we know they'd be fighting Carl Urban, just do the he passes in front of like a pillar or something, and he changes to it changes to their dad and
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
It changes to Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and it's just like, okay, yeah, we know really, literally, they're not fighting him because he's just the voice in his head. But like, just for the moment, I'd accept it. I'd be like, yes.
That would be pretty cool.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that would be pretty cool. So moving on, sticking with the world of TV and streaming, Rick Riordan's Kane Chronicles.
Who's Riordan?
Is it Riordan?
I've always said Riordan.
I've always said Riordan. I don't know how. I've always read his interviews. I've never actually heard his name spoken. So I it could be either one. I don't know. We'll watch. We're both like super wrong.
Yeah. Like Riordan.
Anyway, the Kane Chronicles have been the TV rights for the Kane Chronicles have been acquired by 20th Century Fox, aka Disney. And this is expected to be. Huh?
I want to ask my buddy Nick now how he says that, because he said my buddy Nick loves Percy Jackson too.
Okay.
So, like, I want to ask him that.
Yeah, definitely. Ask how he pronounces it.
How do you pronounce Riordan?
But yes, if you guys don't know, the Kane Chronicles was a sort of companion series to the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, set basically across the Hudson River, and follows the Kane twins, where they are descendants of priests and pharaohs, and they deal with the Egyptian gods, the Egyptian god pantheon. And I've only ever read the first one. It's a trilogy of books. I enjoyed it. It's just I never really followed up with it when the second and third books came out. I should probably read them again. But yeah, I enjoyed the first one. Yeah. Let me see. Ted, yes, the teddy bear, is getting an animated series. Not only are we getting the prequel series season 2, and they did announce that like 2 or 3 months ago. Now we are getting an animated series, and Mark Wahlberg, Seth MacFarlane, Amanda Seyfried, and the girl that played Tammy Lynn, I forget her name, but they're all coming back for the series. And they have shown like a couple behind the scenes stuff, and dude, they haven't shown any of the animation yet, but going by what they've been recording, I'm there for it, man. I just love the series because it is a fantastical twist on everyday mundane life, and I just love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially the whole I might be Jesus.
I'm just saying, I might be Jesus.
Yeah. No,
I still do. I still do his little. It's okay. This will be my moment. I do that all the time at work. Like, there's times where it always happens where like a box might fall and I catch it and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, oh, it's okay. This will be my moment.
I keep on using your move, Friar Tuck. So yes, I'm like super excited about that.
But I'm with Tiger too, and I love when he does that. We used to have an Asian guy, but they got him. They got him. What does that mean? They got him. What happened? What'd they do?
Dude, like I love this whole IP. Like the first one, great. Second one, great.
TV show,
great. All right.
Like, I'm excited. I'm excited for this, but I need that season 2 expeditiously.
Yes, yeah, man. The guy that they got to play young Mark Wahlberg, it totally like reminds me of Mark Wahlberg. Like he could be a young Mark Wahlberg. So yeah, this is pretty good.
The freaking Halloween episode.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Look, when Mark accidentally eggs them, he's like, "Is this what we've been doing? We were wrong.
We were wrong, Johnny. We were wrong, Johnny."
And then I remember pausing it when they did that. When they did the skit of the Monster Mash song.
Oh yes,
I remember pausing it because at some point I was all like, it hit me. I was like, I understand.
Yes, yes.
It makes sense. But Conan didn't. My brother Conan, he didn't understand. I was like, hold up. I rewound, paused on their diagram, and I was like, all right, let me break it down.
Did you do Ted's speech?
I was like, look, Conan, we're here. Okay, we live here. But I was breaking it down.
The song, the actual Monster Mash song, doesn't exist here.
I was all like, you just gotta understand it.
Somebody dreamwalked into a different universe.
I was all like, Ted is awake. He's thinking outside the song.
All right. Before this turns into any more of a Ted Love Fest, moving on, Peacemaker season 2 released a teaser this week. with the Justice Gang. Yes, I did read that right. It is the Justice Gang because apparently in the Superman movie they are not the Justice League. They're the Justice Gang.
Corporate.
Yes, corporate. They are Maxwell Lord's, like basically a PMC company, I guess.
I hope this Maxwell Lord is better than Pedro Pascal's Maxwell Lord.
Not to disparage Pedro Pascal in the Wonder Woman movie, but he was not Maxwell Lord. Like, slap any other name on that dude, and it's a better movie. Okay? Because Maxwell Lord is evil, conniving, and the only way to stop him is to snap his neck, which Wonder Woman promptly did at the end of that story arc. All right? But in this one, Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, Maxwell Lord, they're all basically interviewing Peacemaker for a spot on the Justice Gang. And in true, like really weird, dumb fashion, they forget to turn off the mics while they're, like talking crap about about Chris in the interview. And yeah, it's a little, it's weird, it's funny, and it just goes off into the rest of the season 2, I guess, preview with Tim Meadows, which I didn't even know Tim Meadows was cast in season 2, and I am there for it. Okay, it came out of nowhere. It shows Rick Flag Sr., Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr., and apparently he knows that that Peacemaker, unalived his kid.
Of course he would know.
Yeah,
a dad's gonna know.
Who took out
their father. Who took out their son.
And he ain't happy. He ain't nothing too happy about that.
Well
so yeah. So that is probably going to be the main antagonist or main conflict in the show moving forward, or at least that's what they're showing us so far. But yeah, this has me sufficiently excited. Was it August 21st?
Yes.
The release date? Yeah.
Someone noticed that even though it might not be like a huge thing in the show or the movie, but someone noticed that Guy's ring, pretty much the same design as Ryan Reynolds' ring from Green Lantern.
So there is another reason not to like him.
That's what I'm saying. Even though I own that ring.
I mean, like,
I bought the special edition for it.
Oh, you poor bastard.
For the ring. The only times I have not been scared to go to bed at night without my nightlight. Back when it worked, I'd just slip it on, turn the light off, and be like...
Probably open it up and replace the batteries.
Probably, but that takes work.
All right. And lastly, in the TV streaming world, Avatar 7 Havens reveals a 2027 release window. Nothing else is shown. Nothing else is known. Aside from, the stuff that we've already talked about, Stephen Yeun joining the cast. It's going to have 2 protagonists, one connected to the spirit world, one connected to the actual Avatar, and, things like that. So that about does it for TV streaming. Moving on to video games, Dead by Daylight is adding another killer in the form of FNAF, a FNAF character. I believe they said that it's supposed to be Springtrap.
We could have put them on.
No, not anymore. Oh, yeah, we did.
Right there.
Yeah, I see.
Ready.
I believe that the one that is rumored to show up is Springtrap. But the huge news is that it's going to be voiced by Matthew Lillard. Yes, Stu Macher himself, Shaggy himself. Yes, the horror. Dude, Matthew Lillard
he's an icon.
He's a horror icon.
He's an icon.
All right?
Not just a horror. He is an icon.
Dude, 13 Ghosts.
Without a paddle.
Yeah, he is kind of borderline comedic and horror. Okay, bro. I'll give you
Put some respect on his name,
dude. Like he's the best. He's the best one in 13 Ghosts, the remake. Well, speaking of which, there is going to be a prequel series based on the 13 Ghosts, and I think it's supposed to be coming to Paramount Plus. But each
13 movies, are we?
We're getting 13 episodes. 13 episodes. Each one is supposed to deal with the backstory for each of those 13 apparitions. Yes, and I think each one is going to be a bookend of finding the ghost, learning the history, and then capturing the ghost.
Ghostbusters.
No, more like nefarious Ghostbusters, Ghost Wranglers, if you will. But yeah, totally forgot about that. Yeah, 13. It's been making the rounds lately. Yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. But yes, Matthew Lillard is joining the Dead by Daylight serial killer cast, and also revealed in the latest PAX event, they are collaborating with Project Red, the makers behind the Witcher video game series. And they are supposedly going to be bringing Witcher elements and possibly characters, maybe playable characters, to the world of Dead by Daylight. Be kind of cool.
Get to be a Witcher. Get to
Possibly.
be Cersei.
Maybe.
No, not Cersei.
Ciri.
Not Ciri, yeah.
Do you want to be Ciri?
I get to be her in Witcher 4.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going
It's going to be beautiful.
to be awesome. So yeah, GTA 6, the trailer that was released last week.
Just a few days after they announced it was delayed. They
Dude,
playing with us.
That was the first time we had.
They know what
like
they
like we
doing.
talked about the release date last week a little bit before we got into the free comic book day stuff. But what we didn't talk about was the trailer because it didn't come out until Tuesday.
Yeah.
According to Rockstar representatives, that was like the
50-50.
entire trailer was captured off of a PS5, but not
Regular.
only, yeah, a
Not
regular
Pro.
PS5. So not only that, but it was a mix of cutscenes and gameplay,
Yes.
which I could not tell a difference.
Beautiful.
I could not tell a difference, and
Enough to make a man cry.
I'm gonna be honest, man. It kind of justified the
That's what I'm saying.
the possible
I'm saying.
$100 price tag.
They basically looked Nintendo in their eyes and was like,
Now,
that's how you do update.
now that's how you overcharge your customer.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, and they'll be happy to do it.
Mhm.
Instead of just like, man, Mario Kart World just looks like Mario Kart,
I know.
but bigger.
Even though I'm sad that it's delayed, at least we get one more year of we got insert whatever before GTA 6.
the memes.
There's still a chance that I could be like, I got a date before GTA 6.
Oh wow! Get on that. It's coming. It's coming. So
I know GTA 6.
so not only are we getting GTA 6, we're also getting a Gears of War Reloaded game.
Yes.
Gears of
Did
War
we
Reloaded.
purposely
No,
skip
no,
over?
I'm gonna
Okay.
put it on again.
Okay, yes.
So Gears of War Reloaded is going to be a remastered version of the original Gears of War game, but here's the kicker: it is also coming to PS5.
PlayStation.
Not just Xbox consoles. It's coming to PS5, and I'm gonna buy it.
I am too.
We are going to
I'll buy
kick
it.
so much ass.
Mhm.
We're gonna kick so much Locust ass. All right, and then the 2025 Video Game Hall of Fame Awards.
I didn't even know they had a physical place. for that.
So apparently it's in New York, right?
I know.
Like, yeah.
I saw that and it made me upset because I was like, if I knew this was a thing,
So we have.
I would have gone there. And
So we have here in Texas the Video Game Museum.
I know.
So we got to go there
Yes.
and make a little video there.
Yes.
But anyway, the 2025 Video Game Hall of Fame inductees consists of 1981's arcade smash hit Defender,
Yes.
the Tamagotchi,
Mm-hmm.
respectable,
Yes.
and
Respectable.
1996's
The
powerhouse GoldenEye 007 for the N64.
Mhm.
All right. Now, I remember playing that for days on end.
Best battle royale shooting game.
Is so good. You had to make sure nobody picked Odd Job.
Mhm.
You had to make sure nobody had the golden gun. It was a huge thing. This
Mhm.
caused rifts in families.
Slapfest fights.
Slapfest. Oh my gosh, we slapped each other so hard.
Mhm.
And it was just amazing. Now, the criteria for being inducted into the Hall of Fame consists of several things, but mainly how it shaped the video game world.
Mhm.
Basically, like what impact did it have on the world of gaming? And yes, Defender was like huge
Mhm.
in its prime. It had graphics and gameplay strategy
Mhm.
that people just didn't really do before.
Yes.
Tamagotchi, obviously, it was
About
the
everybody
first-
had one.
Yeah, everybody had one.
May
but
they rest in peace.
everybody had one. Like 90% of the people, like
Mhm.
maybe
Mhm.
let them starve. I don't know.
Good 95% of them are probably dead.
Uh, but not only that, but it did help shape the world in that
Mhm.
more of these types of things came out. Without the
Yes.
Tamagotchi, we would not have had Pokemon Go
Mhm.
or anything like of the like.
Exactly.
So that's understandable. And then we've already talked about the amazingness of Goldeneye. So yeah, so
but now that I do know there is a Hall of Fame, I will be forever on the thing of Trip, but also I'll be forever on the thing of what took it this long. What took you this long? Whoever's on this Hall of Fame committee, what took you this long?
There's 12. Oh wait, no. I think if I read right, there's 12 people on this committee, and
it's 12 people. I need answers. What took it this long?
I don't know.
It's like, come on.
I don't know. So moving on to the random stuff. Okay, so this.
Yeah, Scrooge this.
What?
I hate this movie.
You hate this movie?
I dislike it with a passion.
Do you wanna? Do you want to like hold your hands over your ears or something? What do you want?
This is one of the few movies that I've actually done that I actually.
So, I'm not making fun of you because to me it was a terrifying movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
To me, it was just a terrifying movie.
Horrible.
I've seen it twice.
I watched it because
when I was a kid, and then because I think it came out in what 98, 99, something like that, and yeah, but anyway, I confused
this just because back when I first watched it, I could say movie channel, but it came on a channel, and at the time I didn't have like cable or whatever, so I couldn't just hit like select or whatever and see the name. But it looked so similar, kind of similar. It reminded me of that Chris Evans and Cillian Murphy movie.
Oh, Sunshine.
Sunshine, yeah. And
that was a good one. That was a good one.
I liked that movie. I thought that was kind of like what was going on here, and then I was just like, oh, the regret. I can't I can never watch it. I can't even look at frames of that thing.
So, okay, what the movie that we're referring to is Event Horizon, and it back then it was like super terrifying. To me, I'm still super terrified of this movie. Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill. I can't even remember the other people involved in this movie, but it is like burned in my brain. The whole, like basically the stigmata thing and like the tortured faces and all this stuff.
Bathtub stuff.
Yeah, it was like super terrifying. To me, it was super terrifying. But it, like 20 some odd years later, we are getting a prequel to the movie in the form of a comic from IDW Dark. Now, the writer, the team consists of Christian Ward as the writer, Tristan Jones as the artist, and Pip Martin on coloring. So it's last September, IDW promised to have a more basically more stuff involved with horror. And this is the first one in their planned release strategy. And
what a one to start with. Even though I'm like, nah, the heck with this.
I think it's supposed to come out in September.
That's prime start point. Like that's tremendous.
I mean, I'm gonna have to read that.
You're gonna read it.
I'll read it. I don't mind, but I'm just like,
that's the one I'm abstaining from.
That one will be an honorable mention.
Yeah.
So like I said, this promises to be the first in their. This is the first in their promised release schedule, consisting of tie-ins to A Quiet Place, a new 30 Days of Night titled Falling Sun.
30 Days of Night.
Yeah.
That was in one of the.
Yeah, IDW Dark free comic. Yes, that is a preview of what's going on here.
Nice.
So yeah, good thing that you didn't read it.
Yeah.
So another entry is Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring, a tie-in with Smile, and Twilight Zone and Sleepy Hollow. Now, according to a bunch of reports, IDW has teamed up with Paramount, so there may be more involved with their horror movie tie-ins, possibly even just straight up their action stuff. That'd be kind of cool. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about where the rest of this stuff is going. The Event Horizon comic, yes, I will be terrified of it, but yes, I will be reviewing it myself.
I will abstain respectfully. Yeah. Like, even though I really dislike the movie, I will admit the people involved in that, y'all did tremendous. Y'all did great.
The set design, production design, the acting, terrifying.
That's like a staple from what I know in the horror gore genre. People love it. So respectfully, I dislike you.
So here is some speculation. So in the world of Warhammer 40K, there is a hell dimension.
Yes.
And certain ships accidentally pass through this
Mhm.
hell dimension and
Yes.
reappear like years later, years before, things like that. And the description in those books on how they come back and the reaction of the crew and how they've been affected is straight up almost ripped from that Event Horizon movie, or possibly the other way around, because Warhammer's been around for a while. So they speculate that Event Horizon may be set in the Warhammer 40k universe.
It's the only way I will watch it is if Henry Cavill himself came up to me and was like, I'll go, like, I want to see this movie, will you come with me? And I will go with him because I'll feel protected.
Nothing can touch me. I'm with Geralt Superman.
I'm with Superman, with Geralt.
With the Superman Geralt.
Whoever he plays
Geralt.
Whoever he plays in the Warhammer show, that name will be added to the list as well. I will feel protected. I would follow that. That man could walk into Mordor.
You don't even have to walk. He'll just like saunter in. Right?
You know what? Yes, I'm gonna try to figure out a way to start. You know how like they got Chuck Norris stuff, like the Chuck Norris joke. I'm gonna start the Henry Cavill nerd jokes.
Okay,
be like that man could walk into Mordor. Henry Cavill could walk into Mordor.
Henry. Well, you know, we already have that one with Chuck Norris, because there's already one going around. Chuck Norris can walk into Mordor.
Oh,
Henry Cavill can play Crisis on top tier level with just a rock and a mouse.
Henry Cavill's Tamagotchi is still alive.
That's pretty good. I like that one.
Oh yes. So we'll try to make this a thing. We'll try to make.
Henry Cavill is not too short for a stormtrooper.
Yes, this could be a thing. Like this could be a thing. Z's itself on our social media platforms can try to start this. Can try to start that thing.
Okay, fine. Bring up a list of them. I'll put them up.
We're gonna be brainstorming. Yes.
All right, guys. That about does it for our geek news here, nerd news. We will see you guys next time. If you like the Rantings, Ravens, 2 Madmen, go and give us a like, follow, share us with your friends, and we will see you guys next time. Later.
Peace.